If you're a current or former Jehovah's Witness who's questioning the organization and maybe even questioning your sanity, no, you're not going crazy. Here are 10 common phrases that Jehovah's Witnesses love to use that are very common in Jehovah's Witness culture that your Jehovah's Witness family member or someone in the congregation might use to deflect responsibility and make it look like you're the crazy one. This one, you're so angry. Yeah. Telling family members they can't talk to each other anymore. Yeah. Robbing children of their innocence and hiding it from law enforcement. Demonizing higher education for over 50 plus years, and overnight you do a little switcheroo. Who are we to judge? It's up to your conscience if you want to go to college. Tell that to all the boomers who gave up their dreams, gave up scholarships. So if your Jehovah's Witness mother or whoever it is says this, oh, you're so angry. Don't even try to defend yourself. I'm not angry. I'm just, and you work yourself up into a froth. Don't bother. Don't claim you're not. Just say, yeah, I am. And I don't trust you. The way events have unfolded or transpired proves that I cannot trust you. I want to trust you, but I can't. How much you allow yourself to be consumed by your anger and how you express that anger and how you need to manage your anger, that's a different story. But yeah, anger is one of the many normal, natural reactions to injustice. Another one they'll say is can't you just let it go? Can't you just let it go? They'll put the onus on you. It's very dismissive. And here's the thing. There's a difference between holding a grudge and wishing the other person ill will and self-preservation. A lot of ex-J-dubs have moved on, lived happy, healthy, productive lives. Okay, so there's a difference between holding a grudge, yeah, and I just don't want to get smacked in the face again. I don't want to get my head bit off again. I'm not going back to the abuse. I'm not going back for seconds. They don't get this. Just because we had some sort of maybe a little reconciliation or you apologized, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm just speaking hypothetically. But that doesn't mean we're going to go to lunch now and be friends. And I'm definitely not going back to the organization. So a lot of JW family members, people in the congregation, have this erroneous idea. They can just snap their fingers and pretend like nothing happened. If you voice a legitimate criticism, they don't have an answer for it. It's, what have you been listening to? Right? Again, turning it around on you. What have you been listening to? Who have you been listening to? It can't be that you're an autonomous individual with a legitimate concern or an original thought. They're, of course, suggesting in this case that you're listening to apostate influences. You don't need apostates. You don't need this video use Jehovah's Witnesses' own literature. You can debunk the Jehovah's Witnesses and criticize the Jehovah's Witnesses using their own literature. They contradict themselves. And let me tell you something, they shot themselves in the foot when they got on social media. It's ridiculous. You don't want your parishioners to be exposed to, quote, apostates, but you get millions of Jehovah's Witnesses on TikTok and Instagram. Direct them to JW Press Room. The algorithm says, oh, they're interested in Jehovah's Witnesses. Okay, well, let's feed them more Jehovah's Witness content. Ding, 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 ding. Problem is, Jehovah's Witnesses are discouraged from making personal content. So what happens? They get ex-JW content flooding their feed instead. Anyone at headquarters with half a brain cell could have predicted that. I don't know who they're consulting, but their stupidity and lack of foresight never ceases to amaze. Number 4, they'll say stuff like, wow, calm down. This is not unique to Jehovah's Witnesses, but I've heard them say this. This is what happens when you're hitting them with the truth train. Wow, calm down means you're being direct and assertive, and they don't like it. So they accuse you of being hostile, aggressive, tends to be directed at a woman, usually an elder speaking to a sister. Now, you guys know the saying. It's if a man does XYZ, he's assertive, he gets shit done. A woman says it, she's aggressive and a bitch. So because it's such a highly misogynistic organization, just by nature, this whole tactic of, whoa, 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 easy girl, super insulting. It's a tactic that's ready in their back pocket. It's a way to knock you down a peg and keep you in your place. Okay, number 5, this is a favorite. Are you okay? Feigning interest in your mental health. Are you okay? You trying to make you sound crazy, like you're unstable. I grew up in Texas, right? If you grew up in the South like I did, you probably heard the expression, bless your heart, which means you moron. So watch out for this one if you start waking up and you bring valid questions and concerns to your loved ones or to the elders. That's immediately where they're going to go. They're going to try to destabilize you. Are you okay? I'm doing great. I'm waking up and taking my life back. All right, closely dovetailing the last one, Jehovah's Witnesses love to use the term spiritually weak. Poor thing, they seem spiritually weak. Like you're this little weak baby bird, limping with my cloven hoof. Translation? You're waking up. Your meeting attendance has dropped. You're not knocking on doors anymore. You're not reading all the literature like you're supposed to. You're not ticking all the boxes. You're not weak. It's just culty language. Don't be thrown off. Okay, this is another good one. Think of your mother and father. Jehovah's Witness parents. It happens to be boomers right now, and it's going to be Gen X parents, and it's going to be millennial parents, cycle of life. Just at this moment in time, it happens to be boomers. They act like the world revolves around them. And frankly, they're living at a time where they've been, holding out hope, and they believe they're at the precipice of Armageddon and this huge moment in world history. So you have to understand, because of this, their feelings, their image, their reputation, their wants, their needs, them. It's all about them. Their cronies, their friends will guilt trip you. Well, what will your father think? How can you do this to your mother? And I would say, if this describes you and your situation, you have to ask yourself, at what point are you going to prioritize what you need? How much longer am I going to continue to cater to mom and dad's feelings? Because it'll never end. I don't know if you know that. It will never end. You do realize that when your mother is 95 on her deathbed and you're 65, she's still going to berate you. I'm just saying, keep doing what you're doing. You're going to keep getting what you're getting. The classic double standard. It's an imperfect organization. You can't be mad or criticize. They're imperfect men. Why do you get a free pass? These men have been given authority to alter someone's life potentially forever, to discipline them, kick people out, cut family members off from each other. I mean, think about it. Everyone else has to live by the rules and suffer the consequences, but they're immune? Like they get mercy, we should go easy on them? Nah, that's not how this works. It has nothing to do with perfection. No one's asking for perfection. I've talked about this before. I'm not looking for perfection, but Jehovah's Witnesses have every right to demand accountability from the same people who are demanding it of them. We always loved you. This is super manipulative because you're saying one thing with your words, but your actions prove otherwise. We loved the other version of you, the one that followed the rules, the one that never talked back and challenged us. We loved that version. We loved you when you were docile and malleable. So a lot of XJWs, they're having, and this has been going, this isn't new per se, but like XJWs will have run-ins with either people from the congregation or family members. Maybe they're not completely 100% shunned. They're like, oh, it's just such a shame. We always loved you. You still have that option. You just don't love the version of me that's standing in front of you right now. You liked that other version. I'm finally being myself, raw, unfiltered, and you're just not accepting the reality that's standing in front of you. That's a you problem. Ooh, we don't talk about this one a lot. I gotta talk about it a little bit more, make another video, talk about it a little bit more. Remember your dedication. Okay, they're referring to your baptism. I was 14. Some people got baptized at 8, 9, 10 years old. Minors are not allowed to vote, drink, drive, get married, get a tattoo. Brain isn't even fully formed clump of cells. It's not even like your brain isn't even fully formed till you're like mid-20s. We're gonna hold you to a decision you made when you were like, just starting to menstruate. Your 12-year-old boy getting armpit hair. What kind of lunatics would hold a kid to a decision they made as a kid? Okay, you're coerced as a child. You're influenced as a child. You can't make that type of decision as a child. Dedicating my life to a corporation. So many more. They're always going to make you out to be the bad guy, the crazy one, the aggressor. Don't get it twisted. Don't be blindsided. Don't fall for it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more information about Jehovah's Witnesses insider culture from a former member, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.